If you're the type of person who goes on saying you don't care about money, well, your life will suck. You will be broke. Not only will you just be broke, but you'll suffer. And you'll suffer because your relationship with money and the way you speak about money is the way your life will be. And I'm not saying you should care about money and you shouldn't be money hungry. However, you need to understand the importance of money. So there was a point in like 2021 where I was like, I don't care about money. See, it was the time of new age spirituality. It was the time when manifestation was like a big topic, but like not being taught in the way that manifestation should be taught. So it was like I had this mindset that like me, I don't care about money, and like I feel like it's still aligned with like religious views in regards to money. On some, money is evil, but I think it was also just some like money is not important. Like that's the mindset I had. Like money is not important. It's not gonna get me the things I need in life. That was very delusional of me. I was very delusional in regards to money. Like I genuinely just was living in some sort of bubble. But also that mindset was accompanied with the fact that at the time I was living in Ireland and I wasn't allowed to work. So it felt like for me money was really hard to get by. And my mom was also sending me money, so I think I was also very privileged. And I also like grew up with serious religious trauma, believing that money um is the root of all evil. And my dad, having been somebody who was like seen as an evil person for having acquired money in his family, just I had a really bad relationship with money, and I've had a bad relationship with money for years. So that was in 2021. It is now 2025. 4 years later, it is now that I am starting to understand the importance of money. And I'm starting to understand that how I speak about things is how they relate to me. And I'm working as a waitress right now. And in my first few days working as a waitress, if something happened, like I made an error, um, I would be like, no, it's fine, I'll fork it out, right? I'd fork it out, and then another error would happen, I'd fork it out. Keep in mind, I'm still buying food at this place. So I'm giving these niggas the money until I started realizing the abuse I was enduring in this place. It didn't take me long. It took me only a couple of days, just about a week, to be like, nah, this place is extremely abusive. It thrives on toxicity. Till today, I still get abused. And then I started changing my mindset, and I was like, I'm giving this company money. I'm giving them my money. Like they are so money hungry that instead of fixing an issue, they don't care to take it from the employees who they don't even treat so well, who we don't even have a basic pay. Like those are the things I started realizing were issues with the company. We don't have a basic pay. I'm working as a waitress. We don't have a basic pay. And if you make an error, you have to pay for it, even though it's the company's fault. It's a systematic issue, not my problem. Um, and you still need to have money for food, still need to have money for transport. And I started thinking about, what if I was somebody who had a child? What if I was somebody who had to pay rent? Would I care? Would I be so careless about my money? Would I just be like, yeah, no, it's fine, I'll pay about it, pay for it? No, I would actually, it would matter so much more. There's people who are working there who literally will stay longer hours just because they have serious priorities. And I needed to start putting myself in their shoes and being like, how would it affect somebody like them? Like people would really just be like, "Dude, you have money for days, busy buying, busy paying for these things that you shouldn't be paying for." And for me, it was like, yeah, but like I don't want to be spending such long hours here. Like I get home tired. And while what I was saying was valid, what they were saying was valid. Like you're not getting paid enough to be doing all of this paying for this company. And so when I started like realizing that today a customer didn't pay, and I was so relaxed about it. I was like, well, not that they didn't pay, they paid, but there was money short. And it wasn't a lot, to be honest, but So my first thought was like, ugh, it's fine, I'll pay for it. And then something clicked. I was like, hell no, actually. Actually, no. Like, I'm tired of paying this company for things that I didn't do wrong. I ran down those escalators and looked for the customer until I found them, and I told them, Look, your money is short." And they paid the rest of it, and they gave me my tip. And that's when I like, that was an awakening moment for me. That was an epiphany of sorts. It was like, finally, I'm becoming human. Becoming human in the sense that I no longer see money as just the thing. Like, I would get money and I would just like spend it anyhow. Like, I had no discipline, I had no understanding of money, of its importance. But today, running after that customer for them to just pay that little bit made me realize how much I've been sacrificing. So, the belief I had in regards to money was that it was like I don't deserve it. It was like, I'm stressing these people out, chasing after my money. And it has cost me a lot, especially in my businesses. I'm a videographer, photographer, hairdresser. But I don't remember ever putting in an extreme amount of effort in reaching out for my money. If somebody didn't pay, I'd just be like, oh, okay, or like I'd complain, but I wouldn't really do anything about making sure that they paid me. I would say that I would like set boundaries and say that if they don't pay me, I'm going to leave. And then I continue working with these people. So I never worked in accordance to my beliefs, but it's also because I didn't care enough about money. But not caring about enough about money made me hungry. There were so many days where I was hungry. There were so many days where I didn't know what I was going to eat. There were so many days where I was just like hopeless. And it made me hate my jobs because I always just wondered, when am I going to get money? I'm just going to constantly be used. For how long am I going to be used for? But it's not necessarily that these people were using me. It was also just that I didn't put in enough effort for my own money. When it comes to your money, you have got to fight for it. Money, unfortunately, like, I don't think my mindset was all the way negative. Yes, it was delusional, but it was delusional because I think I wasn't born for the world that we live in. The world we live in is just fully reliant on money. Do you know what I mean? Like, if it was a favor that I needed in exchange for my services, it would be fine. I'd be like, oh yeah, you remember that favor? But there's some fear that I had in regards to money that was just like I just felt so much fear in asking for what I deserved. If somebody owed me, I had a hard time making sure that I got it. I felt like it was too much work. I never did it. And it has cost me a lot. You cannot not care about money in the society that we live in. And it doesn't mean you should be money hungry, but you definitely should not just work for your money, because I used to work for my money. I used to work hours and hours and hours and days and not get paid the money that I should have been given. When somebody said I was too expensive, I would extremely lower my prices just so that they could still use me, because I felt like it was me who was not worth it. But not realizing that this person is not worth even my time if they want me to drastically lower my prices, because that is them using me, right? And it hurts me to think back about how much I neglected myself and how much I allowed myself to starve while feeding other people my glorious and precious work. Do you know what I mean? I would use expensive equipment. I would use time. Time is money. I would use a lot of my time just to get the project that they wanted done, and I'd do it the way that they wanted it. But at that time, I'm starving. I'm wondering how I'm going to pay rent. I found myself homeless because of situations like these, situations where I wasn't pushing enough to get money. I wouldn't market myself. I just didn't see myself as somebody who had money. But when I started understanding and learning about manifestation, I started understanding that it was the conversations I had with myself in regards to money, saying stuff like, I don't care about money, I don't deserve money, money doesn't come to me, I'm so broke, I'm so hungry, these people are just using me, I'm never gonna find somebody who actually appreciates me. All of these things were getting into my subconscious mind, and it made me operate in a way whereby I I act like I don't deserve money. I act like somebody who's not deserving of money. And then I can't wonder why my bills weren't being paid. And so what I started learning is that you have to speak about money, about love in such a way that you are deserving of it as much as somebody else is deserving of it. You have to speak about it like it is something that wants you in as much as you want it. You've got to speak up like you have to be like, money comes to me, money flows to me from all sorts of directions. Money protects me, because money does protect you. It protects you from hard times, it protects you from rainy days, it protects you from having to ask somebody else, like, it just, there's a sort of cushion that comes with having it. And I started just reprogramming my mind in how it saw money, and I started seeing money as something that actually gave me food, something that gave me shelter, something that took me from a place to another place. And now that's why it is so fundamental that I chase after that customer, because I no longer see other people's expenses as my own, because that just shows my relationship with money. It seems it's like I'm careless about money, but people have got to pay for the things that they buy. Why am I paying for somebody else when I'm not even the one who ate there? That's like I'm starting to see money in that sense, that it's like there's an energy exchange. What are you getting out of what you are spending? If you're not getting anything at all, if you're busy giving but you're not getting anything at all, you not only are you spending tremendous amounts of energy, but you're neglecting and abandoning yourself for somebody else, for somebody else's company. These people don't care about you. That's the fundamental. These people don't care about you. And so when you start caring about yourself and realizing that I deserve money, I deserve my money, the money that I work hard for, I deserve every cent of it, and it is okay and it is noble of me to go after my money. It is a good thing for me to even remember that somebody owes me and to go to them to ask for it. It does not make me desperate. It makes me somebody who knows her worth, somebody who knows what she is deserving of, the time that she spent, the energy she spent. She knows that something has got to come out of that energy. And if it is money, then yes, it is money. And when you start realizing that my money, I'm excited to pay my bills, I'm excited, you allow money to flow to you, and you start seeing money as this portal for getting the things that you require. These are not even just wants. I started realizing that money fulfills my needs. It is not just something that is luxurious, it's something that fulfills my needs. And so even when I manifest, I say I earn enough money that not just that not, it not only does it cover my basic needs, but I have even more. I have an abundance of it. Because in as much as I've been taught that money is the root of all evil and all of that stuff, must I suffer? Must I be homeless and must I rely on other people? People who will end up considering me a burden just so that I can survive. I'm currently living in my mom's friend's parents' house because I ended up becoming homeless because I didn't care enough about money. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if I had actually understood that there's so much work that I put into the work that I do and I deserve to be paid for it, I would have worked hard to get the money that comes out of that hard work. Do you know what I mean? Whereas seeing it as something that I'm not deserving of having, or seeing it as something that something I don't care about. How can I not care about the thing that makes me survive? And it's sad that it's the thing that makes us survive, but what can we do? It's the currency. It's just how the world is, and I was born into it and I can't control it. And so sacrificing myself for other people, it's just not on. It just doesn't work. And unfortunately, it makes me have a bad relationship with other people, because eventually they just feel like you're not working hard enough. But it's like, I am. I'm not going after the money that comes with working hard. I'm scared of just putting a price to the service that I'm offering. I'm like, no, it's fine, I'll do it for free, because I feel like it's too much to be asking for what I need. It's a trauma response. When you've been made to feel like you're too much, even when it comes to money, you feel like you're too much. It's just asking for it, asking for love, asking for the bare minimum, asking for money, the bare minimum, the thing that makes you survive. You start to feel like you're too much, and you don't chase after it, and you feel like, oh my god, I'm burdening this person by asking for my money. Yeah, that's what it feels like. Please, 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 if you want to survive in this world, well, not just survive, but also you need to at some point realize that you're deserving of so much more than just survival. You deserve to live. You deserve to have enough money for rainy days, for hospital bills, for rent, for double your rent so that you can pay your deposit. You deserve to have enough money for food, and not just food, but being able to take yourself out. You deserve money for vacations. You deserve money to buy new clothes. You deserve money to be able to buy your friends and your family presents. You deserve money to spoil yourself. So that's not just basics, that is abundance. That is luxury. You deserve that. You shouldn't just be having money just to push. You should have money that you can even save. And you don't even know why you're saving it. You're just saving it. Like when I started realizing that about money, started becoming that realistic about money, it became easier to manifest. And and it became easier to have a relationship with money, one where I don't have to sacrifice myself. But money works for me. My money works for me, and my money comes to me in plenty. My money is waiting for me to locate it. It flows to me in so many different directions, and it is over what I need. It is over my expenses. It thinks about the things I could possibly need in the future. It is it is just here for me. It is in abundance, and I welcome it. Please just start welcoming money, and welcome it, knowing that you not only do you need it, but you deserve it. So not just the basics, but the abundance that comes with having it. You know, um, I think that's just dignity. It's There's dignity that comes with knowing that you shouldn't just have the basics, just to eat and just to travel to work. You should have so much more than that. And once you realize that you deserve that blessing, and once you call upon that blessing, once you summon the money to call your name instead of you calling it, once you summon the money to work for you instead of you working for it, you start realizing that you don't have to work too hard. But your money better come through, and it will. But if you throw it away on some I don't care about it, it'll go away. And then you'll wonder why you're suffering. And then you'll wonder why people feel like you're a burden on them. And it's not that you are. I think the whole not caring about money comes from such a pure place. But at some point, you have to be grounded enough to realize that, unfortunately, money affects a lot of people. You know, when if they feel like they have to feed you as well, they start feeling like they're being strained. You know, because a lot of people have negative ideas around money, and it just puts you in a better position in life, a position where you don't have to be abused, where you don't have to stay in environments where you're being abused just because you're there, and um, their stress in regards to money starts becoming pushed onto you. You want to be able to be free. You want to be able to dress how you want. You want to be able to how to speak however you want. You just want to be able to be free, and money can provide you that freedom. And once you start realizing that money provides me freedom, money comes to me to provide me freedom, you will never push away opportunities that provide you with money. And you start realizing that my talents give me money, plenty of money. I get paid to do the things that I love, and I get paid in abundance, and I don't get used, and I get paid in ways that are fair to me and the person who's paying me. Money starts coming to you in more fair ways. So yeah, I just needed to get out of that delusion. It took me a very long time. I think things are only starting to click now because I've only been working in this job like a month. It's literally only starting to click now. And in as much as it's clicked late, I'm kind of grateful because I think I needed the lessons that I went through to be able to even get to the point where I can speak about it like this. Yeah, that shout out to my mom because she was there for me throughout all the times that I kind of didn't believe in myself and would barely make money and didn't care about money. And she didn't really question it. She just hoped that she'd hoped it'd get better one day. And I guess her prayers are answered because now I'm a lot more understanding of the importance of money. Like I'm not as like clueless, and I think that's a good thing. I think even the I'm not earning much at all. Like I'm like, oh, I have to dig into my savings to find transport for money tomorrow. Um, Transport for money, money for transport tomorrow. And that's important because it's making me realize just how important money is. Because if you don't have money to get to work, well, you have the possibility of being fired. And it's not that it's good to live in anxiety, but it just makes you realize just how important money is, not just for you, but because if it's important to the bus driver, then like it's important to everybody. Like it's just I don't know. I had a hard time grasping that. I just lived in my own world, and that's one of the issues that comes with being privileged, is that sometimes you don't realize the importance of stuff that people work so hard for to provide for you, and you take it for granted. And even your thank you is not really like so genuine. Whereas now I'm like fully aware of the consequences of not caring, of not demanding my money, of not going after it. I hear stories of people who need to borrow from other people. Like I'm still privileged because I don't have to do that. Um, and I hear of other people who've borrowed other people and not get paid back. And again, the sourness that I'm seeing by witnessing all of this between these people just makes me realize, oh, yeah. So again, while my job is like toxic, it's teaching me a lot about survival. It's teaching me a lot about people's importance, like the things that they find important. And it's making me reconsider the things that I find important too. And I promise you now, when I manifest, when I think about the life that I have and how beautiful it is and how abundant it is, I'm filled with immense gratitude. And I feel myself there, and I'm already there because I refuse to stay in a shitty position for long. I think I'm a quick learner, so it's not going to take me long to get to where I desire to be. Um, it just takes consistency and understanding of the importance of what it is that I desire, which creates the feeling and brings my reality closer. And I hope that, I don't know, because obviously I don't think a lot of people are as delusional as I was, but I hope that you still learned something from this video and it resonated in some way. My name is Piwe, and honestly, right now I'm aiming to be as honest as possible. About the mistakes I've made in life and what I'm learning now. And yeah, if you've come this far, really grateful. And yeah, yeah.